if we added the capacities of online scheduling and online payment for events to the MWA-NY website when we do the upgrade. I added it to a sample WordPress blog because my thought is we'll probably end up with a WordPress blog. But even if we don't, it's kind of an industry standard, so it's good to look at. So here's my fake little blog. And on it, I might have a blog post about a particular program, in this case, the film noir program. But I've added a widget in the sidebar, which is, this is the sidebar, and this is the widget. A widget is basically the blog version of an app for your phone. So you might download lots of different modular apps that all kind of live next to each other and work independently. And that's what I've done here. I've downloaded a widget, and this widget is by a company called Eventbrite. And they allow you to do all kinds of registration and event management online. So I set up 2 fake events. So one of them is the chapter meeting Film Noir with Scott Adlerberg. You can see it says the date. It says it's a $42 buffet and a drink from the bar, and it's got a register button. Also another great event. This one happens to be free because we have a variety of different kinds of events that we do. So this is the list format. You can also do it in calendar format. If you, this is really whatever the viewer would like to see. So while I'm doing the screen cap, the computer is a little bit slower to respond, just to let you know that. But when I get here to June, which is where this event is, there's the 4th, right? And so if I click on the 4th where the event is, I get information and a chance to register. So what happens when I go from the website and I say, oh, this looks good, I want to register, and I click the register button? Well, what happens is you get taken over here to the Eventbrite website where there's an event page. And the event page is filled in with this graphic, which I put in, and all kinds of information, including the when and where with the interactive map. It's at the Selma Gundi Club. I've got information so you can connect it with Facebook or Twitter. I've got more details about the event with links to more information. I have a way you can contact Anne Marie if you have questions, or you can call her. So you can add as much to this page as you want. But you'll notice the big thing is that you can see when the sales end, you can see the ticket price, and you can also see a fee attached, and you can choose your quantity. And with this, you can just choose which credit card you'd like to use and hit order now. So let me explain how this particular service works. And other services are somewhat similar. So let's go to edit first. Here's where you add an event. And if we are all sharing a common login, then we would all be able to add events that we need to, and we'd all be able to check other events that were in process. So I'll show you the kinds of things we have. So what happens is I added the event details, and you can sort of see basically title, location, I put in a picture, blah, 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 blah. I'm expecting we're going to get a little pop-up that says I've got a slow script on this page. So I apologize if that happens. Anyway, so all of this is asking me how I want to set this up. I put in all this information. Then you get to this part where you create tickets. Now you'll notice we have 3 options: a free ticket, a paid ticket, or a donation. For free events, Eventbrite does not charge for registration. So if we were doing some free event, but we needed to have a head count, there's my script. Okay. And we needed to have a head count, we could register that event for free on Eventbrite, and there would be no surcharge or anything. But if you have a paid ticket and or you're collecting the credit cards online or payment through PayPal, because you could do it that way too using Eventbrite, either one of those, you're going to end up paying a surcharge. So anyway, I set up the quantity available as 100. Here's the price, and let me show you how we pick the fees, because that tends to be kind of the big deal. People think this is going to be extremely expensive or cumbersome or difficult. And so I just want to talk about what the options are. So here's my fee section. And you can put in more information in the ticket description if you want, like we're having salmon and omelets and whatever else you want to put in there. The sales channel, online sales, this at the door sales is actually related to an app that they have on iTunes where you can actually collect credit cards at the door through this app that you can run on an iPad. So let's say we weren't going to do that. We were just going to either collect checks by mail the way we normally do, or we were going to allow online sales through credit card. So on your fees, dollars becomes $45.30, and that's what they pay. You can choose to split the fees, in which case the chapter would pay the credit card 3% fee, and the Eventbrite fee would be paid by the registrant, so that attendee pays $44.04. Or you can absorb all the costs, and the ticket price is just what it is, and it's transparent to the registrant. So direct from this system with remind stuff in here. So you can see the sales, right? The ticket. You're welcome. Time right then to create an email, and it says, do you want to send it to people? And here's the one it creates all by itself, which just says, hello, blah, blah, blah. It's got all the information that I put in, and I can customize that if I want. And I did do a test send to myself. So let's see if I can show you here. Here. Okay. So here's the test email that I sent to myself, just so that I could see what it looks like. And you get this nice little email. And then when you click attend event, obviously you get back to that registration where you have a chance to choose your credit card number. And you can, of course, share the event, and we can customize that as much as we want. So I just wanted to say that that's all built in at the time you schedule the event. You can do that. And you can also set up these invitations and other promotions for whenever you want, basically. And the other thing you can do is we can copy and paste in our entire roster list. It's pretty simple to do. So you just take our entire roster that Marjorie sends us of members, paste it in there, and it all goes out with this email thing. Now, this thing about MailChimp and Event Kingdom is if you're already using those mailing services. But if you just want to use the one that they have in here, any one of these email setups they have, that's formal. Let's see if I can show you modern. Here's modern, right? But if one of these is fine, then you're just set to go. And of course, it integrates with Facebook. We can also, using this section, we can do wait lists. We can add merchandise orders. You have the ability to do a lot of analysis later of your events, before the event, whatever it is. But I can also send reminder emails, which is kind of nice. And then I can also do attendee surveys afterwards if I'd like to. The Manage Attendees section has a lot of really good stuff in here, including something that we would use a lot, or at least I think Anne-Marie would use a lot. So in the attendee ad section, where we've got $42, payment type, paid with check, right? And then Anne-Marie can just add who that person is. Or if we have complimentary, no payment necessary, she can add those people. So those registrants will be in our master list, but they won't have the credit card charges. So we can then look at a guest list. Currently there are none because I haven't even put in the payment options for the event, but you'll see I haven't done it yet. But I want to show you what would be required for us as the chapter. We have a choice to have them do our credit card processing, but we could also go through PayPal, and I think there's another choice called Authorize or Authority or something like that. That is another merchant system that we could use. Eventbrite collects payments and issues payments 5 days after the event ends. And the way they do it is by getting a routing number for the chapter website, and then they send you the payment that way. So that's kind of how that works. So given that every month with the design and the mailing, we spend about $550, my feeling is even if we absorbed the cost for every regular monthly attendee, we would still be spending less if we used the online invitation systems and had online registration. We would still be spending, maybe $150 to $250 less, actually some more than that even, than we're paying now to do all the postcard printing and first class mailing. So I guess I would like to throw this out there that while we're doing the website upgrade, I think we would increase the number of registrants and attendees to events tremendously if they could just book it online, pay right away when they're thinking of it, instead of having to send a check. People who want to send a check would still be able to. We can put that information in the event page. But I think a large majority of people would love the online convenience. And especially newer members and younger members, it's so much easier for them. Some of them don't even have checkbooks. So I'd like to sort of put this up there that while we're doing the massive upgrade of the website, that we consider upgrading this thing too. It would make it so much nicer as we're adding more programs and adding more complexity to the programming jobs to be able to centrally manage all this stuff. So that's it, and hope you found it useful and interesting. Thanks very much.